It's so weird that for women, cleaning their house when they have a husband is labeled as a literal prison. But cleaning their house when they have a 9 to 5 is labeled as them being strong and independent. That's what feminism did over the years. That's how it changed the mindsets of women and society regarding work and marriage. And in the end, we have masculine women over 30 and 40 who have hit the wall, but society tells them they're strong and independent, while they silently suffer inside knowing full well that they're not happy with that, and that they might be living the rest of their lives alone. It has to be a pretty miserable existence to wake up at 40 years old and realize the best part of your life was when you were in high school and maybe a few years after. They thought it would never end, that they could just wade through man after man until they found the perfect man. That's never going to happen, and now they know it. Dealing with a masculine woman is like dealing with a very insecure man, always trying to prove themselves, and they take offense at everything. Women in their late 30s and 40s completely forgot how they acted when they had the advantage. They didn't think the men they rejected may have been a healthy long-term relationship. Chads are gone. Average Joe honored their request, and all they have is their equally lonely friends. The problem with these women is they never engage in self-reflection. They never are responsible for their lives or their failures. It is always someone else's fault. They are damaged, yet their list of requirements of a man gets longer and more demanding as they age, not less. On dating profiles, they never say what they bring to a relationship that a man actually wants. On their profiles, it's always me, I want, I need. They believe they are the prize. But the guy has to be taller, stronger, wealthier, better looking, more charismatic, more worldly, and a feminist. So who has worked harder and is higher value and status? The man, obviously. The delusion is incredible. It is probably because they have been told all their lives that they are perfect princesses that can do no wrong. Women have gotten away with this for a long time. Partially because men didn't know it was happening, and some men thought that it was just an isolated incident and that he simply picked a bad girl to be with. Now it's coming out that most women are like that, and the tide is starting to turn. There are fewer and fewer men for women to monkey branch back to. As the word gets out to more and more men, there will be even fewer men willing to commit to a woman anymore. Remember, men, women aren't in the relationship for love or intimacy. They are in it for comfort and security. We men are the prize. The common phrase used by modern women these days, "I don't need a man, but I want one," tells us that women treat relationships like shopping. They don't need a new handbag, but they want one. Same rules as shopping, including taking the item back for a refund if they are not satisfied with it, and trying many different men in the same way they try many different shoes. So, a woman's shopping habits will indicate what she is like in relationships. For them, it's the same part of their brain. It's funny how they are so lonely, yet they each have hundreds of men in real life and on social media who give them tons of attention and validation and would drop everything to be with them. They have hundreds of options. Yet, they reject all of them hoping for the dream Chad. Not to mention when these women were young, they all had it made, and the guys their age they all rejected. Now that the tables have been turned, they are upset that the guys their age are finally having their day in the sun. The truth of the matter is dating has always been complicated regardless of what gender you are. Everyone has their own standards for what they want in a partner, and those standards are both subjective and unique for each person. Some men and women struggle with dating. Other men and women do well. Dating will always involve risk, rewards, vulnerability, pleasure, and pain, regardless of whether you're a man or a woman. The sooner people accept the fact that it isn't easy trying to evaluate the person that you could spend your life with, the sooner you'll feel less disappointed. A real man does not come into a woman's life. That's a gynocentric frame. That woman needs to understand that she can never fully respect a man who does that. The man's frame is what a woman enters. They are looking for a captain with a ship and entering his ship. They think they want a man to enter their ship because that's what other women have trained them to falsely believe. Look at every romance novel or movie or celebrity crush they have. The man is never entering the female frame. Women are so confused because other women have confused them so much, and the women who have screwed their own lives up turn around and give bad advice to other women so they fail as well. Women want other women to fail. That's the sad truth. Older men are giving advice to younger men on how to improve and become a better version of themselves, while older women are giving advice to younger women on how to leave a trail of destroyed good men behind them rather than supporting a good man so he can be the great man they're looking for. Simple economics. If every woman wants a great man, but there's not enough to go around, the obvious answer is to nurture more great men for the future. Unfortunately, selfishness is always the blinding factor, such as that seen in a crab mentality. They don't mind working their backing off for a soulless working class existence, but they hate working their backs off for a fulfilling, happy family life. Modern women want it all. They want a handsome man who is dedicated to the family and is traditional, but they don't want to be traditional themselves, so that husband will stay loyal and give her the husband's life, while she doesn't have to contribute anything to the relationship and remain physically promiscuous as if she is single. That is the state of most relationships we all know these days. Remember this, guys. Anytime modern Western women are talking about a man, the men they are talking about are not the average men. These women are talking about the top 5% of men who are the best looking, most successful, and the most sought after. Average men are invisible to these women, and with dating apps, they can literally pick and choose what they want, and they are all picking the same men. These men have endless options, and therefore there is no incentive to commit, especially committing to these women who are throwing themselves at them. Why would they buy the cow when they can get the milk for free? So, all these posts about men they are talking about are the ones they wanted, but these women wouldn't commit to these women. It's like an ego response that takes women decades to realize. To be fair, it is a sliding scale in both directions. Women value confidence and stability, which are both in short supply in young men. Men value beauty, which is in short supply in middle-aged women. So, men start at 0, while women start at 100. This is when they develop their bad attitudes, but then those scales start to move. By around 35, men and women are both around 50 on the scale. By 40, men are at 80 and women are at 20. By 50, men are at 100 and women are at 0. Marriage is no joke, especially now. The risks far outweigh the benefits for men, which is why you will see many men not committing to a formal long-term relationship. Marriage laws need a massive overhaul, and we need to financially disincentivize single people with massive taxes, as that's why they are a liability to society. If you have kids and stay married, you should stop paying taxes after a generation as your kids now work and pay taxes. Truth is, in its quest to free women from not being in authoritative positions, feminism has taken away the feminine qualities in women. Women now strive to inculcate masculine qualities in them so that they can compete with men at the corporate level. All of this has led to an imbalance in the dating landscape that has resulted in men going their own way and not committing to women long-term, while women are choosing their careers instead and are only realizing that they can never become like men. Because a man can live his life alone. A woman can't. It's a bitter reality. Thanks for watching Man Reacts. Show us your love and support by liking this video, sharing it with your friends, and subscribing to the channel. And let us know your thoughts on this in the comments. We're always up for a healthy debate and discussion.